Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope everybody's great. I hope the A team's doing really good. I think one of my last few posts on Instagram was a bit of a teaser for the Hourglass Ambient Powder palette, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. So I have with me the limited edition, by the way, Ambient Lighting Edit Unlocked by Hourglass, and it comes in this stunning gold packaging, and it has a little bunny rabbit on there, which is indicative of it being cruelty free. And I also believe that they've gone vegan, if I'm not wrong. And yeah, so this is a limited edition palette. Now personally, I've never tried any Hourglass products. This is going to be my first time using an Hourglass product. Sorry, I just need to plug in the charger. My phone's about to die. And my phone is my viewfinder right now. So yeah, I was saying. So it's my first time using a product from Hourglass, and I've heard so much about the ambient powders, and I was really curious to try these. And considering this is a limited edition, I thought this would be something lovely to invest in, and it is probably the most expensive thing that I own in terms of a makeup product. It's really expensive. I don't want to talk about the pricing because I'm a little, to be honest, I'm a little embarrassed, but it is a very high-end product, and it definitely is a product that, I mean, I do feel like the finish of it is kind of representative of the price. It kind of looks very luxurious on the skin. There's something very sophisticated about it, and the formulation. Going to get into that in a bit. So yeah, as far as the packaging is concerned, like I was saying, it comes in this gold metallic little box. It's a cardboard box. You have 6 powders in here. There are some nice instructions at the back, basically talking about what the shade number of each pan is and what the product is. So yeah, this is the palette, and it's a beautiful sort of gold plastic um, palette. Is plastic, doesn't feel very heavy, but doesn't feel flimsy either. Has a nice big mirror, and these are the 6 shades in there. And now let's talk about the shade names. So these two are setting powders or finishing powders, and the first one, which is the fairest one over here, is called Soft Light, and it says it's just a finishing powder. The second one is a Filtered Light. That's the name. These are the shade names, by the way, which is also a finishing powder. Then this bronze shade right here, which is pretty deep, is called Golden Bronze. Then we have this blush here, which is called Nude Glow. Then we have Mood Flush, which is number 5. And then we have Champagne Strobe, uh, Champagne Strobe Light. Yeah, that's the name of this beautiful highlighter here. So looking at this palette and already gauging from the pictures and stuff while ordering it, I knew that this is something that's going to work for like fair to medium skin tones, like medium deep even, I would say. Mostly fair to medium skin tones. Personally, for me, like this is not my first time using the product on the camera. I have tried and tested the product a little bit before, but this bronze shade in here is very dark for me, and it kind of makes me look a little muddy. So that's something to keep in mind depending on your skin tone, or if you're using this on clients, to keep that in mind for your clients. Now I already have used the product on my face, and I'm just going to talk about it. I know y'all would have liked to see me using it. I already used it once before, and this bronze shade really made everything look muddy, so I'm refilming this video. But I think I can just talk about it now that I've used it, not only today but once or twice before. So these two powders are like it says, they're finishing powders, and they really help to blur out everything. Like I used this underneath the eyes after I was done with my concealer. After you use your like loose setting powder, this is just basically going to help everything look more blurry and more refined and more smooth, and I definitely felt that using these two powders helped do that for me. And I've used the second powder here, which is the finishing powder, as a bronzer as well, and I feel like this color works a lot better on my skin tone. And you can see that it's a really subtle contour and bronze effect happening on the skin, and everything looks very, like, what do you say, my pores completely vanished while using these finishing powders. They were really like finely milled and very smooth to use on the skin, and I just really love how the formulation of the palette is overall. The bronzer, like I was saying, was too dark for me and too brown for me, so I'm not going to talk too much about it. It will work for some of you depending on your skin tone and that sort of thing. Now the blushes in here are really beautiful. This one is really subtle and fresh. This one is slightly more earthy toned and warm, and this highlighter, you can see, gives a really wet sort of glowy effect on the skin, and everything blends out so beautifully and melts into the skin so beautifully that it looks really like it's part of the skin. I'm just gonna touch. uh, my mom has just come. She just arrived from Gujarat and I can hear her shouting in the background. So she walks into the room, you know. I'm just gonna tap into the blushes and just add a little more for you guys to see. So I've literally just tapped into the blushes and you can see that, you know, they are very pigmented and very smooth. Like, if you can tell, I don't really have to blend out the blush too much. It's just really beautiful and sort of sophisticated in that sense. And I just think for bridal, this is a beautiful palette to have. If you have a lot of bridal clients, this is going to look really wonderful on the skin. And yeah, that pretty much sums up my quick little review. If you have any other questions, I'm kind of rushing because I don't want my mom to walk in right now, but yeah, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Great palette to invest in if you're a makeup artist for your bridal clients. I highly recommend it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. See you guys soon. I'm running.